In regards, when people look at owning a franchise, they're looking for obviously the system. I call it a business on training wheels. They're getting support, but they're also getting that additional coaching. Not just this is the best way to run your business, or let's get
Mhm.
an account together. Can you talk to us a little bit more about the different coaching that's involved in the business to make them extremely effective within their communities?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. It's actually my favorite thing. I've been a coach for 30 years, baseball. I've coached at Ohio State, Creighton. I've been a high school coach. I've ran a youth academy. So I always say I've seen them from 8 when they start. And then I've got 6 guys that I've coached somewhere along the way that were on an opening day Major League Baseball roster. And currently I'm the mental performance coach for the University of Houston baseball. So coaching it's just who we are and it's what we love to do. I love to build teams and I love to coach people, and I've invested in myself to be developed to do that. And there's constant investment into our leadership to develop their skills. We have anything from a person who's an operations person with franchise experience that's training on the ERP, to a business manager who has been a NASA engineer that's teaching them how to build a pro forma, all the way over to we have a mental performance coach that's a current UFC fighter. We're literally coaching the mindset of an entrepreneur, and we have a physical fitness person that's available to them as well that's going to help them with a healthy lifestyle, because we believe that if you build the best person, whether that's baseball, whether that's being an attorney, if you build the best person, you're going to get the best results. And so we don't call it training or we don't call it support. We call it development because that's an active, ongoing thing. I think it's probably the strength of Fundraising U, outside of the need that's out there, is our passion to coach people.
That is amazing. That I've yet to hear. I mean, franchises are providing support and training, but that level of training, because right, I mean, your physical, your nutrition, your physical activity, your workouts, that all affects it affects your attitude. It affects everything. So that is very unique, and I like to talk about those and have those conversations on how brands are unique from one another. So that is very
Mhm.
interesting. I don't hear a lot of that. I'm trying to think, a lot of people listening in on the show, first time entrepreneurs or will be first time entrepreneurs, right? That maybe they're at their job, or maybe they were recently downsized. Maybe they are expecting to be downsized and they're looking for what's next. We talk quite a bit on the show about creating a safety net, being proactive in the event of the next downsizing at the organization, just being proactive in that, hey, maybe I'm not downsized, but I have the ability now to leave my employer because I did build up this business. What advice would you give, but this is more in general terms, to someone that is looking to make it the leap into owning a business, into owning a franchise?
Yeah, so we have a saying that it's the start that stops most people. And the reality of the situation is all of us, it's a natural, again, on the mental performance stuff, it's a natural instinct that's built into all of us that we want comfort, safety, and predictability.
Mhm.
You're always going to be giving that up in some way or another. And so for me, people come all the time and say, man, is it scary? What did you do? And I respect and understand that leap to entrepreneurship is scary. But to me, being an employee is way more scary, because now I've decided to put my family's safety in the hands of another person, or into a circumstance, or into a downsize where I can be replaced because I built up so much value they can't afford me. And so I think actually, if you're looking for safety, predictability, I think it is taking a 6 to 18-month leap to be an entrepreneur, because not only now are you creating safety by taking activity, you're also building an asset and you're not a liability. And so I would just encourage people. And so that's on the business part. I'll go in a different direction. There's no greater experience in the world than standing on your own and taking care of yourself. You'll never understand what your true potential is unless you get out of that place and get there. And sure, it's scary, but there is absolutely nothing better for me than when I see people get past that point and make that realization that, hey, I can do this on my own. I've earned this. I've done it. And that sense of ownership and pride is one of the coolest things that you can realize.
I get goosebumps as you were saying that, because I absolutely agree. It does take, there is this leap, right? I mean, there's definitely this, what we call it, I guess, uncertainty. You're not going in blind, obviously, you're doing your research, but you want to make sure everything works out. But going back to your original point, working for an employer is, people feel it's safe. It technically isn't.
Yeah.
I've been through 3 rounds of layoffs with the last 3 companies prior to leaving corporate life 20 years ago.
Most people still think working for a corporation is safe, but Giuseppe has been laid off 3 times. In the next segment, we challenge the audience to look at the real risk of staying trapped in the corporate world.